following material may contain sex, coarse language, and violence.
Демоны кружили надо мной, рассекали тернии и млечные пути, не знают счастья только тот, кто его злого понять не смог.
Red or blue?
This is
The mutant problem, a new solution.
I think I've
1950s style man that looks a lot like Walt Disney comes on. Every year, people are afflicted with mutancy. These unfortunates are robbed of their humanity and left with the unfortunate consequences of their disease. These consequences are what make them special. The word special appears and then separates out social, personal, economic, career, iniquity, acumen, and life. Let's examine each in turn and consider how they affect you. Social. A normal, healthy human enjoys a number of perfectly normal social interactions every day, playing with a friend, going to a sock hop together, and eventually marrying one another in a church before God. However, when someone becomes a mutant, these normal social interactions become impossible with normal humans. Mutants are potentially dangerous. It would be like being friends with a venomous snake, which is also a gun. And no human would marry a mutant, as God has clearly turned his back on mutants. Socially, the mutant's life has changed. Personal. When a person becomes a mutant, aspects of their person may change. They may become a dangerous weapon. Limbs may alter. They may grow hair where there was no hair before. These changes usually come at a time when the body is confusing and sinful thing already, so it only adds to the confusion. This can confuse and upset the mutant, leading to violent rampages, and a change in feelings about themselves. Personally, they have changed. Economic. A member of staff suddenly becomes a threatening monster, a potential bomb waiting to go off, a hideous freak. They are no longer desirable as an employee to most businesses, as a member of employment positions available to mutants is greatly reduced. Mutants are less desirable as employees, and thus command lower wages. Economically, the mutant is fucked. Career. A career linked to income and economy, but it also relates to pursuits and passions. Athletic mutants are banned from competing with real people. Mutant art is considered to be expressions of inhumanity, and mutants are barred from serving in the priesthood. Most noble pursuits are barred to mutants. There are so few options for those cursed individuals. The mutants' career options are virtually nil. Iniquity. Mutants are natural weapons, or so the axiom goes. There is even precedent on the presumption the mutant guild, in order of a mutant detainee to be exonerated, the real culprit must be found, known as the Phoenix Right Act, as it was enacted in Phoenix, Arizona, in 1970. Many real people look upon the mutants with fear and loathing, and recent mutant terrorism only makes this feeling more severe. Think for a moment how those around you felt when 40 people died in the Blazkin firebombing, the most destructive mutant act ever. It's a little dated. Mutants are considered iniquitous. Acumen. Some mutants gain inhuman as part of their disease, but most become brutish and thug-like, driven by their low intelligence and meager wits into a life of crime. There can be no other reason than mutated low acumen. They simply lack understanding of the harm they do to others. The mutant's acumen is reduced. Life. All aspects of the life the mutant are changed forever. By the curse inflicted upon them, with their lives in tatters and shunned by God, their lives are also invariably short. So now you know why you are special. 7 little characteristics which mean there is no going back. Perhaps sometime in the future there shall be a cure invented, but until then, try to understand the changes happening to you and deal with them as best you can. Some of you, with useful mutations, shall graduate from this class and use those abilities to help others instead of harm them, by containing dangerous mutants as a part of the Board of Utilization of Mutants. It's the best you could do with your horrible affliction. Lights come up. There are now 2 people in the room.
You're busy wrestling, and Hot Rod Hardridge basically go. 2 extra people, I'm guessing you.
Yes.
Who are they? Who are they?
They are 2. They're an attractive dark-haired woman in blue gloves and a suit with a frown.
Oh, we saw them.
He looks like 3 ducks you once had. Well, that was depressing. We haven't got updated materials.
I've noticed. Put bell.
Anyway, you're about to enter the Upside Down Cake.
Pardon, ma'am?
That's what we call Shamakonda, the facility you'll be in. I drew a little picture. It'll look like this. It's an upside down cake with tears.
I think I understand, ma'am.
A negative, like if you took a cake and pushed it into the ground and somehow didn't destroy the cake and it made a perfect impression of the cake.
That sounds cool.
I told you the cake analogy would not work.
I understand it perfectly, ma'am.
See? Alright, we have some paperwork to do. Which of you is AOE PB 4286?
That would be me, ma'am.
Okay, I have an armband for you. See, it's got the horribly degrading M on it, and your status.
I understand, ma'am.
You don't have to wear it.
Oh.
And for you, we have this little non-dissolvable plate.
Oh, neat special treatment and stuff and all, because I don't have a...
Special is the word of the day around here.
Are you alright, ma'am?
The material I'm given to work with is subpar. Anyway, we need to assign you rooms, or rather, you get to pick your own rooms, and we'll introduce you to the facility and some of the staff. Now, you will need some additional testing because we're still not 100% sure exactly what kind of elemental power you have.
Neither am I, ma'am.
Elemental power. Nice.
And after an initial orientation period, you'll have the option of returning to your home and commuting in for your classes, should you want.
Thank you, ma'am.
A lot of students like to do that because it keeps them in touch with the life they can no longer lead. And the family they no longer have.
Are you saying I won't be able to see my mom, ma'am?
Of course you will.
Yo, just a question. Anybody else here from, like, Richard Nixon? Like, just like...
Richard Nixon's been in a retirement home for some
No,
time.
the high school.
Oh, yes, actually, we do. You'll probably meet them once you go down into the socialization and enforcement area.
Oh, that does not sound fun, but... Social group! Yeah! Pre-made. Don't have to meet a lot of new people.
Not a lot of people your age choose to come here, though it's been quite different recently. I think maybe the young crowd are finally getting hip to the idea that rampant mutant crime leads to the very problem we have with our food currently, and also the millions of dead.
Yeah.
You are all aware of that, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, that was the Soviet woman of the Power Corps, I believe, ma'am.
Yeah. Don't worry, we'll get her. What did I just knock over?
Does that just sound like a dice moving?
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was just a dice for them if you erased it.
Well, anyway, we'll get you orientated, introduce you to your crew, and then we can both get back to work. My name's Miranda. I'm a cleaner. Blue gloves mean cleaner. That's a specific type of agent who takes care of problems.
I hope I become one of you, ma'am.
Or there's other fields as well. The paramilitary unit, for example. Very useful. Not the crap. We're not associated with those guys. With those clowns.
Thank God, ma'am.
You're not going to say a thing.
I like him already.
This is 47. He was the 47th classification of his kind. He kept the number instead of my slave human name. You'll understand that before too long. Well, anyway, welcome to the cake, or the drum. It has had a lot of various names. This whole facility is basically here because of the Council of Native Americans, who allowed the DMV to build secret facilities on their land and reservations in exchange for the DMV supporting various native legal matters and claims before the federal courts and that sort of thing.
That's cool. You scratch my back, I scratch yours.
We're all Americans in the end, ma'am.
Yes.
But some of us are Native Americans.
I think anyone who's born in America is a native, but that's my opinion.
I agree that.
I agree with that too, ma'am.
Filthy foreigners.
I'm Australian.
I apologize, ma'am.
Anyway, this area, so you walk out into this broad area, there's several circles on the floor. These circles are our elevated transport system, or elevators, as the students call them. They're actually a gravimetric flotation disk. They do not work like the Otis elevators. They don't have a big crank hauling them up. They use principles of kinetics and gravity that science has discovered thanks to American ingenuity and the Krell. So if you stand on them, they're going to move. They do take voice commands, but if you stand on one for too long, it will just assume you want to go down one level or up one level, depending. So you do stand on it, say loudly the number of the floor you want. There are 4 floors. You are on the first. So you can see out there, there's just like, you can see the roofs and the windowed glass just going down and down and down. So there's 4 stories, and there's like a yard down the bottom with like gym equipment and a swing set and like a basketball court and like a huge like a baseball field and that. It's big. Here we'll go round the circle. The circle. Here's the staff quarters, the miscellaneous rooms. There's some classrooms here. Here's our office space, so if you need a staff member, you come to the office space here. And here we are back at the elevator again. Let's go down another floor. Floor 2. This is your living areas. There's a big ring of rooms. Some of the rooms have plates on the doors. If you would both like to pick a room, you can have your own rooms. We're currently not at full capacity.
Which room's closest to the gym? I guess they all are, because they all just...
The gym's one floor down, love.
Technically, yes. They're all close to the gym.
These two rooms here, the biggest rooms on either side of the elevator region, are reserved for Kita students. It is not recommended you go into these rooms even if invited. All Kita students live with another student who is possibly capable of handling them if they go Kita.
Is that like a prestige thing? Like, hey, that's the Keter stopper.
It's not necessarily about prestige. It's about, for example, right here on the left, we've got Tom Fury, who is Kita, and he is unfortunately forced to live in the same room as H2O. Now, he turns into pyroclastic fire, which could set the entire atmosphere alight and destroy the world, and she is a water elementalist.
Okay, yeah.
I hope they're not dating man.
I don't think that's possible, even though they are of opposite genders. It's a unique situation.
Well, yeah, you get what I was talking about, though. Like, look, on the down low, thank God for them, because they're protecting us from that.
I like to think that thank God for everyone who chooses to work for the DMV, because that principle is enacted throughout America on a daily basis. Thank God for us, because we can stop them. Can, not always do.
Okay, I get you.
Let's go around here. So you go around from left to right, so you can sort of see, like, I've marked in blue the taken rooms. So from going this way around, you've got Tom Fury, H2O, Zero with a line through it, Slab, the toilets and showers, empty, G&D, Lex, more toilets, empty, Rock, empty toilets, Dex with a male symbol, and the next door Dex with a female symbol. And go around here, there is Jennifer and Titanium at the bottom. So, what rooms do you want? Let's start with you, because you're the blob, you get first pick.
What are the decks?
You don't know. There's Dex with a male symbol beside it and Dex with a female symbol beside it. DEX like a name.
Alright.
Not decks, as in these are the decks.
No,
of the ship.
I was thinking like if there's like an observation deck out there.
Oh no, you are actually on a rail. There's no rail, and you can just see right down the dizzying heights to the bottom. And literally, those things where it says level 3 roof are actually printed on the thing.
Decks with male and female on it, they're just labelled as if they're normal student dorms, correct? Okay, so I'm guessing that what we've got is some kind of person who's split into two people or something, and there's a male and female one. That's the conclusion I'm going to jump to. If they just look like quarters and that's how they're labelled.
Yeah, cool. What room do you want?
Just can you just point out someone here that's like from Richard Milhouse Nixon, and that way I've got like
a buddy.
I'll put you right next to the Keita room then.
Oh shit!
Learn
from my mistakes.
All around me I see blobby faces.
Yours isn't written in blue because I forgot to bring the blue pen out. And Roxy, I guess?
Yes. Where's the door on the elevator? Which way is that facing? Down there. So what's the closest room to that one there then? That's
You're also next door to the Keeters.
Yeah.
We are stupid people.
Yes, you are. Right, you can sort out your room later. You might want to toss your duffel in there just for now. You can set your own little... hang on a minute, I've got to give you... so she pulled just 2 cards out of the door. These cards will get you in. Don't lose them. Right, let's go down to the next floor. This is basically a very utilitarian area that everyone loves to go to all the time. So, on this side we've got the danger room. There's male, female, and non-gender changing rooms.
Sweet.
That's basically for you guys, blob people and female. Then we've got the gym right across the other side. So for scale, they're huge. Huge areas. You can't see into the danger room right now, but you can see into the gym, and it's huge.
Roxanne's going to smile at that.
And the pool over there. There's a pool. Also with the
I
changing.
didn't bring a swimming costume. Didn't know there was going to be a pool.
Oh no, neither did I. Too soon?
I don't know.
And welcome to the bottom floor. This is the confusing mess that I can't read. It actually is because I was writing it as in a spiral.
So you have to turn it as you explain.
This is the training yard. Great big fields, baseball. I've described it. There's the things you want. There's even like a little parky, benchy area. Mess halls over there. There's some classrooms. The infirmary's over there. You're going to want to know where that is. And the janitor's closet is over there. Don't go into it. Any questions?
Why isn't the infirmary on the same level as a gym? Like, people don't hurt themselves at the gym?
Of course they do. But we only had room for one infirmary, and that's where it is.
Oh, I get it. Watch it, Terry.
I think this place has that. Although we did see that informational movie at the start.
Yeah, that's where I was going with that.
This facility's a bit on the old side. I know it doesn't look it, but it is.
Well, surely the elevators are new.
Newish. 15, 20 years?
Is 47 still with us?
Yeah.
Human, or is he...
He just doesn't say much.
He does not talk a lot to people he does not know. Unless he has to as part of his
He
job.
just narrows his eyes at them.
I was just curious as to whether he was doing 47 things that we just didn't fucking notice.
He's just frowning at us silently with that 47 face. And he's suddenly behind you with the wire.
Okay, so you're both given a physical in the infirmary, and a lot of tests are performed on you by a person you're introduced to as Dr. Abominus.
Says it name.
Dr. Abominus looks like a grumpy old balding man.
I'm getting prodded by a grumpy old man.
He's introduced as Dr. Abominus, TAMM4.
Pleased to meet you, sir.
You won't be. Strip.
Just nod and strip. I mean, I was kind of expecting a female doctor for her, but no, never mind.
If you want. Woman.
I see.
Is this okay?
Well,
It's clearly a female version of the voice. I just can't do that.
Oh, okay.
I left gender identity behind a long time ago in a completely non-woke way because it's actually a thing. Okay, so you're both tested extensively for about 2 hours, and then you're issued with new tags. He just prints out a new armband. Here, you're Euclid.
Do I need an
Thank you,
update
sir.
to my plate?
No, it's clear you've already been through this kind of testing. Well, congratulations, Ms. Emery. You are what we like to colloquially call an earth shaper. I hope you like rocks.
I'm surrounded by them a lot of my life, sir.
There's that morphic resonance again. Anyway, I'm done with them. Where'd they go? Beep. Diane, could you send down 2 more handlers for the scruffs? Thank you. Please sit here and do not break anything.
Sir, are you like... Sorry, I've been hanging out with her all day. Are you like chief medical dude, or like...
I am Dr. Abominus. I am the chief medical officer of this facility.
Okay.
I am also the chief scientist.
Okay, just, for the sake of things, while we're here, should we be playing with our powers and trying to get used to them, or, like...
The orientation is not what it used to be. It is asked that students do not play with their powers until they have begun class.
Okay.
After that, your tutors will set your limits. I don't make the policies.
Yeah, I was just wondering, because the last time I played with my powers, I turned into a...
Hideous blob monster, yes, it says so here on your record.
Okay, cool, so as long as there's a record of it.
If you feel any kind of mal-ease or discomforts, you are to come to the infirmary and speak with a medical staff or bot. This ranges down to even just periods of slight dizziness or what you think is normal queasiness or discomfort. It may be relevant. I'm not sure how much of that applies to you.
Okay, but at least now I know. Well, you don't know blob monster stuff. I don't know blob monster stuff, and I'm a blob monster.
I'm sure these protocols are just in place for everyone's safety.
Okay, so an old potato-shaped man in a cloth, an English country bumpkin hat, and like waistcoat and shooting jacket comes in, accompanied by a stern, square-cut, grey-templed eye-patch-wearing military type. And the old man says, "Yep, I'm Roger Ginn. I'm a coach for Powers PBSA 456. I'm a metamorph, and I'll be leading your classes in shape-changing and other things to improve your usefulness to DMV. So if you got a problem, you're come to me, right?"
Awesome.
Right.
Tentacle for handshake.
They call me Major Tom. I'm in charge.
Sir.
I'm in charge of alteration and controllers.
Pleasure to meet
I
you, sir.
have you.
Yes, sir.
I will be teaching you ground control. So if you want help with ground control, you come to Major Tom. What? Why does everyone laugh when I say that?
She wouldn't be laughing. I'm laughing.
I'm laughing. Sir, it's a song. There's a song for that.
I'm unaware of this.
Ground control to Major Tom.
Yes, that's what goes on around here. Very good. You're picking things up about at the speed one would expect. Do you feel the sense of accomplishment and achievement?
I do indeed, sir.
Okay, your smartassery is noted.
Nudge.
So you step outside, and there's some students playing around. You will be at liberty until the evening when we will come and collect you for stress testing. Until which time, you may mingle with the other students and socialize. Don't understand the need for that, but okay. Your class schedule will be made up during this time.
Thank you, sir.
A female? Oh, good lord.
A lot of people keep saying that around you.
We're kind of trapped in time down here.
What does it feel like? Spring, summer down here?
It is a pleasant...
Sir,
I mean, it's going to be more pleasant than up top where
It's
really
it's so slightly chill, but not cold. There's a large clang sound, and the shutters above are being pulled back so sunlight streams down and the natural warming rays of the sun hit the yard.
hey, check it out. We're not completely entombed down here.
I'm sure that'll change as soon as somebody can fly.
There appear to be 3 students enjoying the yard that you can see from the infirmary. 2 females and a male.
Come on, let's go meet the other kids.
Suppose it's only the polite thing to do.
Well, yeah, I mean, and if they break us off into teams or we got to do team assignments or something, you got to pick the people you want to be teamed up with.
Also, threat assessment.
Yeah, cool. It's not like everybody around us isn't doing that for us at all times. Bull. Go, elevator.
You're on the same level as them.
Yeah, I was going to say they're just across from us.
Okay,
I'll
so...
approach the closest.
Okay, so one female is a moderately attractive, perfectly normal-looking, brown-haired student type. The other female is a super buff blonde wearing a green bikini who is dripping wet. Constantly. The male is a small, nervous type who is desperately trying to work what appears to be an arcade cabinet from like 10 years ago. Like a Pac-Man thing. It's just like it's glitching out and he's just like hitting the side of it a bit and cursing. He's stuck in his... Like, imagine this is sort of like an FMV game and they're just sort of going through their animated video loop of the things they're doing.
So what are the two girls actually doing?
Okay, so the blonde is benching a ridiculously large set of barbells, and the ordinary girl, who is clearly the most interesting person here, is just sort of talking to her and standing near.
Okay. I'll approach the two girls, basically.
Hey.
Howdy there.
Blonde looks up. Clink. You're new. What do you do? Hello. Hello. We say hello. Hello. Oh, yes. Hello.
Blob roll up.
Ah! An anemone.
Eye stalk. Do I know any of
The
these
blonde
people?
leans down and just starts going,
Oh.
ah,
I am
you speak English, of course.
I am not a fish. Nice.
Roxanne Emery, formerly U.S. Army.
Jennifer, don't remember last name. Jennifer, Alexander's girlfriend. What was her last name? It was Perkins. That was it. Jennifer Perkins. This is H2O. 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 This is H2O.